You know that feeling, right? When someone bumps their shopping cart into yours, and you're the one who immediately goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry." If you're constantly hearing people say, "Stop apologizing so much," but you just can't seem to help it, well, this is going to make you feel so incredibly seen.
Okay, let's just get right into it. Have you ever actually done this? Apologized to a piece of furniture? Or maybe you said sorry when someone else stepped on your foot. It's wild. It feels totally automatic, almost like a reflex you have absolutely no control over.
But here is the single most important thing I want you to hear. You are not weak, you're not submissive, and you don't lack confidence. The truth is, your nervous system is just running this highly advanced emotional radar that, frankly, most people just don't have.
Yeah, society loves to stick labels on chronic apologizers. You see the myth over on the left, low self-esteem, weakness, a total doormat. But then you look at the reality on the right, and it's a completely different story. What looks like weakness is actually hyper-empathy. What people mistake for being submissive is really you acting as a social peacemaker.
So what's really going on here? Well, think of yourself as an emotional Wi-Fi router. You don't just notice when the mood in a room shifts, you absorb it. You actually feel it. So when there's even the slightest disruption, a weird tone of voice, a heavy sigh, or, yeah, a bump in the aisle, your brain registers that as a major disturbance in the peace.
And what's your immediate subconscious response? You deploy this, a verbal de-escalation tool. And that tool is the word sorry. See, you're not apologizing because you actually think you're at fault. You're doing it because it's the fastest, most efficient way to smooth over that social friction and manage the emotional states of everyone around you. Honestly, it's a brilliant adaptation.
And this whole thing tends to play out in a few distinct ways. First, you've got the preemptive apologizer. That's the person who says, "Sorry to bother you," before they even ask a totally normal, reasonable question. Then there's the environmental peacemaker. They'll apologize for the weather or the traffic just to try and lower the tension in a room. And of course, my personal favorite, the inanimate object apologizer, whose reflexes are so dang fast, they'll say sorry to a door frame. But, and this is a big but, we have to look at the shadow side of the superpower, because that intense emotional radar didn't just appear out of nowhere. This quote right here just captures it perfectly. What was once a survival skill can easily become a burden later in life.
For so many people, this habit started way back when they were young. If you happen to grow up in an unpredictable or, a volatile environment, your brain learned a really important lesson really fast. Paying close attention to other people's emotions was absolutely essential for your own safety. You can really see here how this reflex gets wired into us. It all starts with sensing chaos. So as a kid, you become the peacemaker to stay safe. Sorry becomes your go-to safety tool. I mean, it's the fastest way to defuse a bomb before it goes off. And over time, your nervous system just absorbs that lesson and hardwires it into an automatic protective reflex. It was an incredibly smart coping mechanism for a kid who had no power.
But here's the glitch in the system. Your brain still thinks it needs to manage everyone's feelings to keep the peace. So it reacts to mild conflict or even tiny little inconveniences as if they are massive threats. Because once upon a time, they were. Your nervous system just hasn't gotten the memo that you are safe now. The software is out of date.
I mean, this slide really just lays out the massive disconnect between then and now. Back in childhood, those volatile threats were real, and taking the blame actually meant safety. But today, in adulthood, that same impulse turns a minor disagreement into a huge threat, and taking the blame just becomes this unnecessary burden. And the most important difference? You had no power then. You are safe now. So look, if there is just one reframe I really want you to walk away with today, it's this one. Your constant need to say you're sorry is not a symptom of you being broken or weak or annoying. It's not a character flaw. It's actually the exact opposite. It is proof, it's evidence of your profound capacity for empathy. You are sensing what other people need long before they even say it. And you have a level of emotional intelligence that most people can't even begin to comprehend. Seriously, think about it this way. You are a master at reading the subtle subtext of human behavior. The only thing is, you just need to realize that you no longer have to carry the emotional weight of the entire grocery store, or your office, or all of your relationships.
And this is the most important thing to remember. You are allowed to exist. You are allowed to take up space. You are absolutely allowed to have needs and opinions without constantly asking for forgiveness for them.
Your emotional radar is a rare gift, but you are the one who gets to choose when to turn it on.
So, after all that, I have to ask, which type of apologizer are you? Are you the preemptive one, the environmental peacemaker, or do you find yourself saying sorry to furniture? Go on, be honest, this is a safe space. I really want to know.